Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ivy and today I'll be showing you how to make a very popular Hong Kong breakfast called steamed rice rolls or chiang fan in Cantonese. It is very easy to make and you can whip it up in no time. I'm sure that you're gonna love it. Before we begin, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button below and leave me any comments if you like. Alright, let's get started. So to begin, we want to add the rice flour, the wheat starch, corn starch, one tablespoon of vegetable oil, and a little bit of salt, about 1/4 to half a teaspoon. And then now we can mix it together. And now we can add the water. So I like to add half of the water first, just to get it going. Because if you add all the water in together all at once, it might clump up easier. And now we can add the rest of the water. So for the next step, I would like to run it through a sieve just to make sure that the batter is super smooth. And it's very important to take this one extra step because when you're steaming the rice roll, this will make it super thin and much more smoother. Now that we're done making the slurry, it is supposed to be very watery like this. So this is the perfect consistency for making the rice roll. So now we can move on to the next step and we'll set this aside until we get the steamer going. Now we have to prepare our pan for the steamer. We want to brush some oil onto the pan, and especially the side of the pan, so that it can release the rice roll a lot easier once it's done. And you want to make sure that you want to brush oil in between every single batch of the rice roll that you make. So in order to prepare your steamer, I just use a regular frying pan and I put water in it and I put a little rack on top of it and cover it to steam. So in order to make the steamed rice roll, you'll need some kind of baking pan, and I get these from a Japanese dollar store called Daiso. And I don't know if you have it around you, but they come in all different sizes and they are usually about $1, $1.50 each. And but if you don't have a pan like this, you can also use any kind of plate. But the only thing is that you have to make sure that it will fit inside of the frying pan that you're using. Now that the water is boiling, we can start to pour the slurry into the pan to steam it. So before we pour it into the pan, we want to make sure that we stir the slurry to make sure that it is well incorporated before we start making it. So you want to put about a scoop of the slurry onto the pan and you want to make sure that it is covering almost all of the pan, and you can do that when you put it into the steamer. So you want to just kind of swirl it around to make sure that it is covering. And it is a little bit hard to do, but now we can cover it and let it steam for like about a minute or so, and we can add our ingredients into it. After about a minute, you can tell that there are little bubbles on there and it's a little bit translucent, and so you can then add whatever you like onto it. So the spring onions, and then I'm gonna be putting a little bit of the dry shrimp, and then cover it and let it steam for another minute or so. So once we are done with a few minutes of steaming, it should look like this, and it's white and translucent, and it should be very nice. And I like to leave it for a minute or two to cool down before I start rolling it. And at this time, I will put a little bit of oil onto my serving plate. And all the oiling is so that, you know, the rice roll won't stick to anything, because it is kind of like a sticky thing. So, and we'll use a little plastic spatula like this, and then you can just start to release the side of the rice roll, and then you fold it like that. So you just keep on folding it, and then you release it, and it should be very easy. I've been testing all week for the perfect consistency for the slurry, and this is the one that works best. So there you go. That's the rice roll. And then you can flip it over so that it looks very nice. And then I like to cut it into pieces. And now we can just slide it onto the serving plate. And there you go. Perfect looking rice rolls. And to serve this, I always like to put a little bit of sweet soy sauce. So I mix a little bit of soy sauce together with some sugar and some hot water. And then you can just put it over the rice roll. And of course, everything is a little bit better with sriracha. And there you go. This is the first way that I will serve my steamed rice rolls, and we eat this breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but usually we eat them during breakfast. So when I was looking through videos on the YouTube on how people are making their steamed rice roll, I came across this machine that someone was using in their home. And it is a steamer that you put water inside, and then you plug it in, and you set a timer for like about 50 minutes or an hour, and it will steam up. And it comes with a tray for you to make the steamed rice roll in here, and you put it in for a few minutes, and you can do different batches. So while this one is cooking, then you can start doing a different one. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cute and so useful and very, very smart idea. And so apparently they have a little special machine that they use to make the rice roll at home over there. And I just had to share it with you. And you do need a transformer to use this machine, but obviously, you know, it is much easier to make it on stovetop like I showed you. But I just wanted to share with you this little guy, and I think that is super cute. And this is exactly how you would find it on the street of Hong Kong. They usually serve it on a piece of parchment paper with some rice rolls inside, and then they give you a little skewer and they serve it with a little bit of chili sauce, sweet soy, sesame paste, and some hoisin sauce. And there you have it. A very traditional Hong Kong style steamed rice roll, and you can make it anytime at your own home. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are going to make this recipe, go ahead and tag me a photo on my Instagram, and I would love to see them. And until next time, happy cooking! Bye!